I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. Welcome again. Yeah, my name is Chet. So we saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and I actually really liked this movie. I thought it might have that sequelitis, but it proved me wrong, and I'm happy that it proved me wrong. I never want a movie to be bad, but, you know, it's a sequel. It's hard to stay motivated. I was a little worried in the beginning because it felt like they were trying mad hard to be Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is trying to be Guardians of the Galaxy. But then the movie ends up mellowing out and retaining its good old pace. James Gunn does a good job here, man. But weirdly enough, I feel like by the numbers of just making a movie on how you make a movie, this movie has a lot of movie problems where they do nonsensical things. There are a lot of things that you just have to let go because it'll ruin the movie if you dissect it too much. Like, again, I'll mention CinemaSins here, where they will nitpick the hell out of this because, you know, CinemaSins is a comedic channel and that's what they do. But I feel like they give them too much fuel. Ultimately, though, it is still an enjoyable movie. It's super funny. So many laughable moments. Pretty good storytelling. Really good character development, in my opinion. But all in all, this is actually a Star-Lord movie. I feel like this is Peter Quill, the origin story that we didn't really get in the first movie. So the main premise of the story is that Peter Quill meets his father. And I thought it was very spoilerish to show that his father was in the movie, in the trailer, but essentially I was wrong. This movie is just that. It's just Peter Quill's relationship with his father. And that's it. I don't want to say anything else because then it'll be spoiler, but that is the basis of the movie. Peter Quill meets his dad. Even though it focuses on fleshing out Peter Quill's character and his father's character, I feel like a lot of the characters actually get more in-depth story coverage. Like, we learn a lot more about Yondu, we learn a lot more about Rocket Raccoon and how he feels, we learn about other characters that show up in this story as well. The only people that you don't really learn too much more about is Drax and Gamora because they were thoroughly explained in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, I feel. So you don't really learn too much more about them. They're more there to help move the story along. Gamora is also a very important plot character, but Drax is just the funny guy of the movie. Like, cause now he doesn't have that revenge plot from the first movie. Now he's fully just a comedic idiot in this movie, and it works really well. Pacing wise, I felt like it was strange because this movie is not as grand a scope as the last movie where they're going from planet to planet, going all over the place and having adventures. This movie, they go to like maybe 2 or 3 planets and that's it. And the scope is a lot more smaller and personal, more intimate. So even though the scope feels smaller and it feels more contained, it still has this interesting story that happens and it's really weird, but it is not as grand. That's all I'll have to say. The characters as well, like I was talking about the characters before, but they pull a kind of Interstellar kind of thing where, you know, they had Matt Damon show up out of nowhere in Interstellar and nobody knew that he was in the movie. They pull that off with a few characters in this one, and I don't want to say who they are because it's really cool to see them out of nowhere in this. They're getting that Marvel money now, I guess. You know, it's awesome. And it looks like they're going to be returning as well. So this is awesome. There's also a really cool after credit sequence that starts off this like idea of something, and you'll learn more about it when you see it. But there are many after credit sequences. I think there's like 5 or 4 of them. So you gotta stay. You gotta watch the credits, man. They happen actually in the middle of the credits, and there's one after the credits. There's a lot. So all in all, yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. It has a lot of movie problems, but it works. It totally works. Is this movie better than the first one? For me, I feel like it's not, because the first movie felt like an actual well-structured movie with good pacing and good movement, where this one, it just felt like super funny stuff and just things happening, and then the ending, it just bam, and then you got a movie, and then boom, 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 and that's it. So even though this movie's great, I still like the first one a little bit more. It's really hard to say. It's like apples and oranges in a sense. Like, complete movie, funny, hilarious sequel. That's what you get. So yes, this was ChetChat. I'm Chet, and you know what to do, man.